Hello and welcome back to the Reapers. So we're in our AV-8B and today we're going to be looking at infrared guided Mavericks. So if we bring up our arming screen, we can put these Mavericks on pylons 2, 3, 5 and 6, giving us a total of 4 Mavericks that we can carry. If we right click missiles, we've got two types of, well, 3 types really, but essentially 2 types of guidance Mavericks that we can play with. We've got an AGM-65E. This is a laser guided variant. I've done another video on that if you want to check that out. And we've got the G. The G is the advanced infrared guided version. There's also a TGM. I don't actually know what the TGM is. I believe it may be a training version, but let me know if you know the answer to that, please. So we're going to use the advanced infrared guided version. I'm just going to put 4 of them on. Okay.
Request rearming.
Let's load those up.
Copy.
Now, while we're waiting, let's look at the controls that we're going to be using to fire this. So to fire the missile, we're going to be using Bomb Pickle. To aim the actual seeker head of the missile around, slew left, right, and up and down, we're going to use TDC aft, forward, left, and right. We don't have to click anything to lock it. It will automatically lock onto a target, as you'll see. We're going to use cage, uncage to enter the Maverick view screen. And center select forward to initiate the IRMV, as we'll have a look in a bit. So that's okay to that. Okay, so we're armed up with 4 times AGM-65G.
Rearming complete.
So the next thing we need to do is warm them up. So what we're going to do is on here on the left MFD menu and stores. And we're going to click on IRMV here. And what that's given us is information about the Mavericks, but also it's telling us that it's currently in standby. That means they are not ready. It means that they're warming up. Now, warming up doesn't physically mean warming up. In fact, I believe it's actually cooling down. A mixture of cooling the system down and aligning the gyro system, I believe. That takes about 3 minutes. So what we're going to do is skip forward in time now until they are ready. Okay, and there we go. They're now ready. That was about 3 minutes or so. So they're all now warmed up and ready to go. Before I want to do anything else, I guess I want to get into the air. So that's going to get that done. Gear up. Flaps up. Nozzles back. Right, let's start getting stuff ready. Okay, so the usual ground attack stuff, master arm on and air to ground mode we'll need. You can see we've got the 4 Mavericks highlighted here now. Now we can step between which one we want to fire with this step command here. We can select all the different ones we've got. I don't know why you'd want to step between them, but that is an option there. So we can see that the arming screen down here, we've got AGM missile selected. Fuse is set to DI. Now I've always just been taught never to touch the fuse in a Maverick, so we're not going to touch the fuse. Out of interest here, we've got mode fuse, AGM D1, quantity, and multiply. We've got quantity 1 and multiply 1. So every time we press the button, 1 will fire. As far as I'm aware, we can't change that at the moment. So the next thing we're going to press is the cage uncage button. I'm going to press it now. And you can see what we've done there is we've switched this MFD and it's now viewing exactly what the IR sensor on the front of our selected Maverick is seeing. At this point, we could step through the other Mavericks and we would get, well, pretty much a similar view, but that's what that is. We've got some buttons we can press. Field of view. Basically, it zooms in or zooms out. We've got ship here, on or off. The ship, so if we were going to shoot at a ship like we'll do in a minute, we'll use the ship toggle there, and it will give us basically extra functionality for that missile for shooting the ship. So when we use a missile with ship mode on against the ship, it will, I believe, attack at the waterline rather than just a general hit on its body somewhere. Now I don't know whether this is actually working at the moment or not at the time of making this video. I guess we'll just see. Alright, just quickly had a quick look at the update notes and it's not working at the moment. We'll try it anyway. The ship mode, it says, will aim at exactly the center of the target rather than the base of a target like it would use without the ship mode. We've also got this function here. Now, don't really know how to describe that. So at the moment it's looking for white hot with this cursor shown all in white. So it's looking for moving targets with hot engines. Now you can turn it to black mode, if I can press it, like that there. And in that case, it's looking for targets that are, well, cold, surprisingly, and that have their engines turned off. Now, I've never actually used black mode before. If you know any more information about it, please let me know, but it's there for use. Let's turn that back to white hot. We're going to shoot at live targets. Now, if we look on our HUD here, you can see we've got a circle around our path vector here. Now, we can actually move that about. What we're going to do is press sensor select forward, and you can see what that's done is it's engaged our IRMV mode, put a box around here, so they're ready to use. Now what we can do is we can slew the Maverick seeker head about by using the TDC keys, which I'll do now. And you can see when I do that, this little box appears, and it basically fixes itself to a point on the ground. Now, if I decided I don't want to do that anymore, I can press our scene reject to slew it back to here, back to the bore site. And I just realised I forgot to show you that key. So if we want to abort it, we've got AG target undesignate. Okay. Right, the next thing to do is to go and find some targets. So there's going to be something around here somewhere. So I'm going to find the targets, point my plane at it, point the my nose, basically our path vector at that target there to get a head start. So I'm pretty sure there's some targets over here. They are white hot targets. I'm just going to trim out. And now I'm going to start slewing with TDC down and try and find them. See if we can pick them up here. And it's locked on. You saw it when it was locked on because I moved it about until I was roughly near one of those targets. Then it snapped to that target when it realizes it was a target, and then these little lines close in on that target, and that's how I know it's got a lock. We can tell whether it's in range or not because we've got an in range sign here. We can tell how far away the target is. 5.9 miles is the target at the moment. I'm not actually sure of the maximum range of these Mavericks. I've been told 8 miles, but I guess it depends what your altitude is, to be honest. And we can see we've got the lockbox on there. So I'm now going to fire. Press bomb and pickle. Stand by. It's now changed. Step to the next Maverick. I need to uncage again. And forward, sensor select forward, and repeat the process again. Let's try and get the next one. And it's locked. Fire again. Uncage again. And center select forward again, and go and select the next target and fire. So that's pretty simple. Now you'll need to trim yourself out because we've got a lot of weight. They're big, heavy. The G versions are quite heavy, so I'm just trimming myself out now. Right, they're also quite slow missiles, so we'll pretty much catch them up as they're hitting, which should be quite cool. Right, okay, that'll do. Shack 1, Shack 2. Are we going to get a Shack 3? Shack 3. So that's those guys destroyed. Not really got much more to say about that. The next thing is we're going to go and find a ship and try and shoot the ship. So we've got our next guy selected here. We're going to uncage. We're going to press ship mode. Now it's against the sky at the moment, so I can't see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to turn into the sea. Let's see if we can get this chap here. We might be a little bit close, but we'll try it. Right, so we're going to turn on ship mode. And we are now going to center select forward, and we're going to try finding him, see if we can get a lock on him. And there, we've got a lock on him. Let's get a little bit closer just to give the ship mode a little bit of help. Alright, let's give that a whirl. Rifle. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but it'll be interesting to find out. No, it does not appear to be working at the moment, but that's what the note said, to expect that anyway. So at the time of making this video, they don't work, but I imagine they'll be implemented pretty soon. Right, that's all I've really got to say on the Mavericks. You can use them at night pretty easily as well, just as easily as you can in the day, because they're IR based, where you wouldn't be able to use, for instance, an optical one. Yeah, so I hope that helps, and I'll see you later.